Hello everyone. Today we are going to study about PERT aka CPM. So let us start with knowing what is PERT. The first thing is PERT. It means Project Evaluation and Review Technique. The original meaning of a project evaluation and review technique is it is used in the research and development. It is used for adopting the past data and it is helpful for future forecasting, scheduling, and project estimation. It means by analyzing the past data and past records, it will help for forecasting and scheduling a project in the estimated time. Like when we forecast the time which will be required in doing a project, it is very helpful by analyzing the past data to analyze and to predict and forecast the future, as well as based upon those forecasting, we can analyze the scheduling purpose, like at what time and how we can schedule the time in what steps, and it will also help in the project estimations. There are three types of time estimation. The first one is optimistic time. It is also called as TO, the short term. It is the minimum time which is required to complete an activity. In order to complete the activity, what is the minimum time required by a specific uh, activity? It is known as optimistic time. And the second one is most likely time, that is TM, and it is the expected time which is required for completing an activity. In order to analyze what is the appropriate time which is expected for completing the activity. The last one is pessimistic time. Its short form is TP. These short forms are used in the formula to calculate, and it is the maximum time that is required to complete an activity. In order to analyze how the minimum, maximum, and expected time is calculated, you use the formula in the problem to analyze the float value. Now, let us understand the procedure for calculating the PERT, that is Project Evaluation and Review Technique. The first step is to draw the network diagram. Uh, the PERT, which is Project Evaluation and Review Technique, it applies an activity on arrow network diagram, whereas critical path method applies an activity on node network diagram. Activity on arrow means the network diagram depicts each milestone event as a node and shows the activity information on the arrows gaining each milestone event. The next one is calculation of expected time. It means the next step after the network diagram is to find the expected time by using the formula. The formula is TE, that is total expected time, is equal to TO, the optimistic time, plus 4TM, the most likely time, plus TP, the pessimistic time, whole divided by 6. By using this formula, we can calculate the expected time. The third step is calculation of the critical path. It is a technique where you identify tasks that are necessary for project completion and to determine the scheduling flexibilities. In order to analyze the critical path, it is the longest sequence of activities that must be finished on time in order for the entire project to be completed. In critical path, we can easily analyze how many paths are there in our network diagram and what is the longest path to complete the project. The next one is calculation of variance and standard deviation. In the next step of critical path, the variance and standard deviation calculations are finalized by using the formula of the variation is equals to TP minus TO whole square, whole divided by 6 whole square. And for calculating the standard deviation, we just remove the root of the variance. The fifth and the last one is z value. To calculate the z value, a z value is nothing but it is calculated for each node that has a target date. It is equivalent to the number of standard deviations between the node's expected and target dates. It is calculated by a formula called TS minus TE divided by variance. TS stands for total time for scheduling and TE stands for earliest time. It is divided by the standard deviation value which is obtained by the variance. Okay, let us know what is a network analysis. A network analysis is a technique that is related to sequencing problems which are concerned with minimizing the total transportation cost as well as completion of time of a project overall a cost. That in simple words, it is a technique which helps to analyze the problem and it also helps to sequence the problem that are concerned with minimizing the total transportation cost. In the project evaluation and review technique, we analyze how to minimize the total transportation cost from source to destination, and along with that we also analyze how to complete our time of project in a minimum cost. The next one is project management. A project management consists for analyzing the different techniques for planning, scheduling, and controlling of project. These are also focused on critical path method, the projects, the program evaluation, and along with the review technique, which means in this we can easily analyze the different techniques for planning a project, the steps which we use to analyze and plan in the project. The next one, the how we do the scheduling and controlling is nothing but evaluation of the project. And by using this project management technique, we can easily focus on our CPM, that is critical path method, or the project total time which is needed, or project evaluation and review technique. The main purpose is to understand how to minimize the total transportation cost and total completion of time for a project and overall a cost. The next one is some key points which we use while calculating the project. The first one is activity. It is a job that requires time and resource for its completion. The next one is node or an event. It indicates the starting and ending of an activity. Float, it is a difference between the latest and earliest activity of time. And last one is total float. It is a difference between latest finish time and earliest start time. By deducting the latest finish time and earliest finish time, we get the float value to analyze the project review and evaluation technique. Thank you so much for all your valuable time.